right, so we are recording. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys so you guys can see as well. Go live. There we go. So hey, let's go ahead and get started with today. We're gonna talk about the email marketing for sales funnels, how to get started, and how to start mastering. What's the thought process behind start mastering all these subjects. Now, before we start, if you have any questions, make sure that you add in the comments section below. And in this format, add your question here. And then I'll address them at the end of the presentation. So if you have any questions, just add question afterwards, okay? Now, overview. Actually, this is the wrong overview, so let's go ahead and go for the next one. So, email marketing. What is email marketing for? Well, if you check the definition of it, it's very simple. It's a practice of sending targeted emails to a list of subscribers to promote products, services, or building relationships. Now, and usually what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a solid, good distribution of what is selling and what is building relationships and rapport, because you ideally don't want to always be selling. Because if you just use your email marketing, your emails just to sell, guess what's going to happen? People are very, very easily and fast going to understand that you just care about money. So you are just there to sell them stuff. So instead of only be selling them stuff, you always want to make sure that they are welcome, they are part of a community, that they are there, that they are going to get a lot of value from it. It's not just about you, it's about them as well, okay? So usually promote products, just do like a 20% or, services 20%. And then building relationships, do the majority, like for like a big 60% as well. It should be the biggest part of the equation. Now, as far as promotional versus building relationships, right? 40% promotional, 60% relationship. If you want to do that route, just always make sure that the big chunk is actually building relationships. Keep your audience informed about what you offer, and it also helps you to boost the sales. Okay, so when you share offers, you are letting them know that you also mean business, that you have also solutions for their problems. So ideally, you want to make sure that on your emails, you sign up, you select a specific problem that you are going to talk about, and then from there, you are giving them the solution. And then after that, you give them something else, an offer that they can use and start implementing right away so that they can solve that specific problem, because they don't want to be on that specific problem for an eternity. They actually want to solve that problem as soon as possible. So if your offer is, something that lets them know that you understand them, you have a specific solution, you also, you solve that a lot of times with that specific thing, with a specific offer, they most likely will want to check it out and buy it. Okay. Now, building relationships, it's about building trust, create rapport, but also it allows you to boost credibility and authority. So a lot of the emails that you guys receive from me are actually informational, educational, are me sharing my experience with you so that you can also resonate with it. And then some of them are going to be promotional as well, because that part is beneficial for both sides. For me, because I make money, and for you, because you end up learning more and solving your problems a lot faster. So it's a win-win scenario, win-win situation, and that's exactly what you want to convey in all your email marketing strategies. You want to make sure that at the end of that email, they understand that it's a win-win situation. Now, building a list. Everyone can start building a list right away. As a matter of fact, you should. You don't need to wait to have 5,000 followers, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 followers. As a matter of fact, a lot of people, they wait to first build a huge number of an audience, but then they don't have a huge number of email lists, of people on their email. And that's not, that's not optimal. The main reason why is because ideally you want to have multiple ways to create touch points. And touch points are basically ways that you are going to communicate with your audience. Because see it this way, a lot of people, right? A lot of people, they are on Facebook, for example, and then when they are on Facebook, they see, hundreds of posts. So how can you make sure that they see yours? It's very complicated. There's tags, there's, groups and all these things you can do, but it's not gonna guarantee that everyone's gonna watch your content, right? So ideally, you want to make sure that you are on Facebook, that you are on Instagram, that you have emails, that you have all these different touch points, because when you do, you are increasing your likelihood of sharing a message. And when that message is like, I can help you, I understand you, I have something for you, I've worked hard on building a solution that is the perfect fit for this specific problem, your audience is going to understand it and they will want to buy. Like, you are not forcing anyone to buy, they will want to buy from you because of this specific way of building everything. So when you start building a list, make sure that you do it the right way. Like, here's how you can start. Write down what is your skill set? What are you going to provide? What are you going to sell? For example, most of you guys, you are funnel builders, just like I am, right? So what do we sell? We sell funnels, right? And what's the next thing when you go one level deeper? You sell funnels and you save people's times because they don't know how to build funnels. They don't know how to, they don't know how to design, how to write copy. So you are saving them time of learning. You are saving them time of, learning the software, the skill sets, and also you are saving them time of building the actual funnels. So the more valuable someone else's time is, the more they are going to likely pay for you to help them solve that thing, right? So you want to understand what you sell. That's the very first thing you want to do. And this is a very good exercise to go in a quiet place with you, your notebook, and start writing stuff. Really think deep about this subject, because this is going to ultimately give you the clarity on why you are even doing this. Why are you even doing funnels? Because most people, when they are doing funnels, they say, I'm building funnels just to make money. Because people, it's a high income skill. People want funnels. I'll learn funnels. I'll spend 2-3 months learning funnels and I make money. That's not enough, because that's you and thousands of other people. If you have more clarity on this subject, you're going to be a lot more confident that you can get clients as well. It will help you get clients. Now, not deviating from the subject. After you understand what's your skill, you want to understand what's your niche, who you will be helping. Because imagine funnels, right? You can help funnels for a lot of different niches. You can help people that are selling software. You can help people that are selling, coaching programs. You can help people that are selling physical products, informational products, or digital products. You can help like brick and mortar businesses. So, because you can help so many niches, if you try to go for every single one of them, guess what? You are not going to be able to learn all of it, understand all of them. So when you understand the specific niche that you'll be helping, you are giving yourself a lot more room to learn and to improve. Okay? So for example, you can also choose complementary niches. So for example, if you go for coaching, right? You can also help course creators, because coachings also have digital products. You can learn, it's almost the exact same thing. Okay? There's a lot of variables that, when you really dig deep, there's completely different, but they can be complementary on a first level, second level of understanding. Okay, so you want to understand your niche. That's the second thing. Now, after that, you want to create a clear offer, and when you do, you are going to understand how exactly you are helping people. If you don't know exactly how you help people, like in detail, not on surface, I build funnels. That's on surface level. You are not going to be good at it. You need to really, really understand and dig deep on how to create a clear offer. Okay? And then you want to build educational content so people can opt in. So very clear. Who here is a funnel builder? Drop one in the chat. Who's a funnel builder? Okay? Now, if you're a funnel builder, I'm going to give you a few examples that you can do. One in chat. Okay, cool. So I'm going to build a few things that you can do in order for you to start building your list. So the first thing is, who do you help? Are you helping other funnel builders with outsource? Are you helping agencies? Are you helping entrepreneurs? Whatever it is, right? You want to select that. So for example, let's say that you are helping coaches, okay? Or course creators. You know that you are going to help them with that. So how can you create things that help them understand that you are good at what you do? Well, you start with the things that they get started with, which is understanding what funnels are. So you can build a specific training on how to implement funnels for the coaching business. Just build a list, build a video and like an ebook or something where you can send them and how to, like, step-by-step process, how to get started, how to understand that. But Pedro, I don't know how to do that. go ahead and make sure that you join my funnels theory free course. I talk about strategy on coaching. You can get that information and then build content for yourself. It's free. Go ahead. Funnels theory course. Now, the next thing is you want to go from where they start with this theory to the technical aspects of it, and then the post-technical, which is the back end, but also the improving, the optimization of the system. So just on these three things, you have hundreds of different topics and different things that you can explore to create and build a list. But I'm going to go a level deeper. These are different ideas for you to create. You have templates. You have free courses. You have masterclasses, audits. You have newsletters. You have communities. You have challenges. You have VSLs. You have webinar. But please, 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 when you are starting, don't build them all at once. Make sure that you first create a customer journey and then just select a few. So if you are just trying to see who are warm to buy a funnel, why don't you perform an audit? Focus on becoming really great at selling the idea of an audit to grow your list. Or maybe you want to build a VSL to sell your service. Or you want to build a free course, a mini course, and then from the mini course, you go for the VSL, or you go for an audit. You want to create a customer journey. There's various ways. There's dozens of different ways. Be creative about it. Okay? You want to make sure that you analyze, don't do all at once. Select the ones that you prefer, that you like the most. Now, next is the types of emails. There are a lot of different types of emails. I'm just going to share with you the most popular ones and give you some tips on how to make it super simple so you can actually start writing them and build an email marketing routine. Okay? Because more than just giving you all the structure and everything and follow these steps and you are good to go, I also want to make sure that you become, self-sufficient, that you know exactly what you are going to be doing, the idea behind it, the thought process behind it, the mindset behind it, because once you learn the mindset behind it, you are not going to need help of anyone afterwards. This is one of the biggest things. Like when you are trying to learn, make the biggest effort in really understanding the process of how it goes or how it fulfills. Because when you do, you're going to need less and less and less help because you understand how things are built. Next, types of funnels. We have welcome emails, promotional emails, confirmation emails, re-engagement emails. There's a lot of different ones. Okay? So the welcome emails are basically great to welcome people to your environment. You got to be friendly and let them know what they can expect from you. There's nothing worse than just people signing up to something and not knowing exactly what they can expect from it. It's not. Like when you are creating content for yourself or for your clients, you want to make sure that that's one of the first things that you tackle. That when someone joins something, they know what to expect. They know what they can take from there. Next thing is promotional emails. You got to sell your stuff. So I recommend having at least one low ticket, one mid ticket, and one high ticket. Okay? If you are a service provider, funnel builder, don't focus on building all things at once. Start with your high ticket, which is your funnel building service, and then build a one low ticket for people to buy from you so you don't have a lot of resistance. So a lot of people have $7 templates. A lot of people have $7 email sequences. A lot of people have $7 strategies, whatever, right? So you can also build that stuff. It's not to make you money. It's to help you start growing a list and identifying and determining who's more interested in who's not. Now, for confirmation emails, it's really important that when your audience performs an action, make sure to let them know it was successful and what will be the most logical next step. So many people just get like a masterclass email. They go to the thank you page, a masterclass opt-in. They go to a thank you page. They don't know what to do. And then they receive an email say, yeah, the masterclass is going to be on this day. Awesome. And then what are the next steps? Like you are breaking rapport. You've done the hardest part. The hardest part is to get people's attention. They are on your email, but it's not mission accomplished. It's only mission accomplished when they went to the email, they engage with it, they understood what they're gonna get from it and what it's expected, and then they show up. That's what is mission accomplished. And then, of course, you also have the buying afterwards. So when you are building this stuff, think about these things. When you are working with your clients, think about all these things. Ask your clients what they think about it, and then start creating. That's really, really key. Next, re-engagement emails. Now, is your list not engaging? Are they not clicking more than 14 to 28 days? For more than 14 to 28 days. Now, if so, create something cool to let them know that you are here to help. Like, there's always one or two things. There are no-brainers for each specific audience that people are gonna click no matter what. So make sure that you have one or two of those, of those amazing things to grab people's attention. Because they're gonna say, hey, I'm here. I also do this strategy on my organic marketing. There's a lot of things that I know that people are reading my content, right? But they are not saying, hey, I'm here. So I create comment-based content. So people say, yeah, I'm actually here. There's something I would like. Hey, Pedro, I'm here. So then they re-engage. I create another conversation with them. So far, do you have any questions? If you do have any questions, make sure that you drop a question and the question right after that. Next, going in. Writing an email. Where do I even start? Well, this is what I normally do. All good for now? Awesome. This is what I normally do whenever I am writing an email. First, I want to understand if it's an email sequence or if it's a one-off email. So if a one-off email, the steps are understanding what's the goal. If it's to engage, to opt in, to buy, to educate, you gotta have this specifically. There's so many people that start writing stuff, then they don't know what's the goal. They just say, oh, I need to write an email. They select a topic and they start writing an email, and they get lost and they're confused, and it doesn't perform. Why? Because they don't know exactly what they want to accomplish. Like, it's like going on a train station and then enter on the first train you see just because someone told you got to go on a train. Like, no, you need to have a specific goal. For example, I want to travel to a specific place. Cool, right? What's the best way to travel to that specific place? Oh, it's a train because it's cheaper, it's faster, it's more convenient, whatever. I can take more luggage, whatever it is, right? Okay, cool. So what's the train that's going to get me there? Oh, there's various routes. I can take this one or that one or that one. This is faster. Yes, it is, but it's more expensive. No problem. I'm going to get there. Or this one it takes longer, but it's free. Okay, so I choose my specific one. And then at what time am I going to take that train? Because there's various times it takes off. So I want to understand all these things. I don't just do that blindly. So if you usually write the emails blindly, you gotta think about these prior. It takes you like 15 minutes to get clarity on this. And then, what's the topic? Why they should care about the topic? What they do normally that they do wrong, and how to do it right. This is a fair, simple strategy and framework that I personally use for mine as well. That is, it just works. And then you gotta check the analytics 24 to 48 hours later. Sorry. Why? Because you want to understand the impact of that specific email. Now, if it's an email sequence, you want to ask yourself, when is this email going to get triggered? Is it after a purchase, after an opt-in, after an email was clicked? What was it specifically? Because if you don't know, there's no way that you can create a good email sequence. Okay? There's no way. So you got to know what it is. If it's an after an opt-in, what's the customer journey? What is the process? What's the path they're going to take after they opt in? Where do you want to take them? Okay? There's various, They opt in. Awesome. What's the main goal? I want them to buy my stuff. Okay, cool. What's your stuff? It's a high ticket, low ticket, mid ticket. Oh, it's a high ticket. Okay, so if it's a high ticket, they're going to take longer because there's more friction. So what kind of things do we want to create in the meantime so they are ready to do that? Oh, I need to build rapport. Cool. Send them this email. I need to build social proof, or I need to build credibility, or I need to, whatever. What's the customer journey they want to take them from? If it's after a purchase, congratulate them and make sure that they actually use the product or service. Give them hints. Like after someone buys a product, you gotta make sure that they receive emails, with exciting stuff of that product that gets them hooked in again to go ahead and check that one. And then send them testimonials, okay? Or, what is your ultimate next goal after they purchased? Do you have something else they should purchase? Do you have something to invite them for? Very, very, very important. Now, as far as email structure, I'm going to make it very simple. Don't overcomplicate it, because if you are learning how to do these things, if you try to perfect it, you are not going to make it. Done. Not going to make it. You need to make sure that you allow yourself to screw up. You need to make sure that you allow yourself to test and try and practice and test and try and practice. Because if you want to make perfect, you are going to block yourself with these insane levels of specific things that are going to block you from getting there. Like if you are really, really, if you really, really want to make sure that you are, how's it say, like that word, like, if it needs to be perfect, you are not going to make it. You need to allow yourself to fail over and over and over, to test and practice and become better. Like my very first YouTube video, it sucked. It's still on my YouTube if you like to watch it. It's awful. The audio quality is awful. My recording quality is awful. My teaching, methods and frameworks was awful. Doesn't matter. I had to allow myself to screw up. My first email was awful. Doesn't matter. The more you practice, the better you get. But you got to understand that if you want to become good, you need to stop overcomplicating. Like perfection is going to kill your progress. Now, as far as the structure, you want to go for a subject, pre-headline or a pre-header, and then an email body. So a subject is what captures people's attention. Okay? So you got to be clear and concise. And if you want, you can also add a little bit of curiosity or FOMO. Also, the pre-header. You want to give a quick sneak peek, it's badly written there, of the value of the email. Because people want to click, but you got to give them the goodies before. It's not by coincidence that most TikTok videos nowadays, they start with like back then when we had theater, when we had cinema. We still have cinema right now, so nowadays, of course. But when people went to just watch long form cinema, like 3 hours, in 2 hours, 3 hours, there was like a standard narrative wave where you started, low energy, the high energy, and then low energy, and then curiosity, and high energy, and low energy. Why? Because it allowed people to never get bored, right? Nowadays, with TikTok videos, what people do, they start with a high energy, high curiosity, and then to grab people's attention, and then they go back to normal, and then high energy and normal, and high energy. There is these peaks of energy, right? It's the exact same thing with the email as far as pre-header. You need to give them the high energy right there. Prove to them that it's worth their time to click on that. What's the best way to learn this? Buy my course. Don't buy my course. The best way to learn this is to opt in to a lot of different email lists, a lot of them, and then paying close attention to your email every single day. Just read the subjects and highlight those that grab your attention. And then take a screenshot, edit in the swipe file. Okay, these grab my attention. Understand why did it grab, how it made you feel, why did you, what kind of word triggered you. Learn these things. Pre-header, why were they good? Why did they stop you? What made you click? What kind of word, what kind of feeling, what kind of expression made you click? For the email body, personalization will help you get higher attention rate. Going straight to the hook will boost your retention. Having a clear problem solution will help you change people's minds. And one main CTA, will help you get higher CTR. Just like that. Now, this will also make it even better. Use conversational language, controversial narrative as well, social proof, and introduction to long form as of a CTA. Help people go to the next steps of their journey. Now, as for email automation segmentation, so far, any questions? If you do, just drop them on the comment below. As for email automation segmentation, this will highly depend on your funnel types, overall strategy, and funnel software. There's software that allow you to make more than others. Some software you need to simplify. Others you can really just go ham on it and be as creative as you want. But remember that every strategy has a purpose. An email list is just another extension of it. So it needs to help your users to fulfill that same purpose. And once that is done, help them get on the most logical next level for them. These things, you got to think about them. You got to really, really go deep into understanding. For every client that you're going to be doing this for, you need to learn this stuff. At first, it's hard because you are learning so many things, new things. But then with 6 months in, 1 month, 1 year in, 2 years in, you'll learn so much that now it's second nature to you. It comes automatically. The other day, I was on a call with one of my students, and he was like, Pedro, I don't know how to perform a profile audit. I was like, okay. And then I did an example, and he was like, right, but you get all that information just by looking at the profile, but I don't. That information doesn't come to my mind when I'm looking to profile. It doesn't come to my mind. I cannot see it. Like once you explain it, it makes sense, but I cannot see it myself. So we had an entire call just to understand that. Okay? Because it's very important that you understand how to do these things. You think about these processes. If you want to ask a question, please use question and caps lock and then your question afterwards, so we can identify right away. Thank you. But yeah, how frequently we can email. So it just depends on how big your audience is and all that stuff, like how warm your audience is. If you are doing a lot of cold audience, like on the hundreds of thousands of cold audience, just email them like once a day, once every 2 days. Be frequent. If you have a warm audience, email them a couple days a week. If you have an warm audience, a couple days a week is good. More than that, it starts to, people start to feel like, oh, I'm just another number. It just highly depends. But yeah, the bigger your audience, the more you need to think about the frequency and what exactly you are going to be sending and stuff like that. Segmentation. Now, one thing that is important to know is that a tripwire funnel will have an email strategy. An SLO funnel will have a different one. Why? Because of the reasons that I shared before. What's the main goal? What's the purpose? What's the customer journey? So they have identical theory behind it and frameworks, but they will have a different email strategy. So you got to implement everything that you've learned here and think about what's the funnel strategy, what's the SLO strategy, the fundamentals of SLO, the fundamentals of tripwire, the fundamentals of challenge funnels, and then implement these into that. Now, build your critical thinking. That's, if there's one thing that I want to share today, is that I don't want you to be just someone that, copies someone else's work without knowing what they are doing, or implements a framework without understanding what it does. I want you guys to become powerful funnel builders. And if you want to become a powerful funnel builder, you need to build your critical thinking. That's one of the most important things that I work with my clients one-on-one. It's like, for example, yesterday I just recorded another testimonial that one guy went from charging $97 for a funnel, $97 a month for a funnel service, and to making $11,000 selling $1,500 funnels. So you went from $97 to $1,500, and you went from $97 a month to $11,000 cash collected selling that service. And one of the main things that we developed was building the critical thinking about what you are doing. It's so important that, and so few funnel builders have this. So few. Like even less than 1% of them have this. And if you do, you're going to reach top 1% really, really fast. The other day I was on a call with a client of mine. It was a sales call. I kid you not, this guy received one email from me, with an offer. He liked the offer. He replied. And then I sent him another email, and he didn't reply afterwards. What he did was he went to my Facebook profile. He read my content. He went through my YouTube channel. He watched a few of the videos. He liked my content, resonated with it, then replied to my email with a question. I sent him the answer and a calendar link to book a call. And on that same call, I closed the deal. So this was a cold lead that with one email started his customer journey, went through my profile, watched the content, read the content, liked it, enjoyed it, was curious to book a call. We booked a call, and he closed on that same call, paid in full. How did this happen? Because of the critical thinking, understanding how to make things happen, understanding where he is, understanding how to solve his problem, and then selling the solution and the next steps. That's another thing that I work with my clients. As a matter of fact, this case study that I created yesterday with one of my students, we mentioned on that call that one of the biggest things that changed for him was like before, he wasn't able to sell a funnel because his audience didn't understand the concept of funnels. They didn't understand the concept of funnels, so he was trying to sell funnels and they didn't want it. So he was like, how? Why? These people can't see? And I was like, bro, they can see, but you need to change your sales process. So we worked on the sales process, on his messaging, on his positioning, and then it became really, really simple to close deals. But anyway, we are talking about emails, right? So think about everything we just talked about. What's the main goal? What's the customer journey? How can you measure where they stopped their journey? Where do people usually stop their journey? How can you get them back using trigger words? All these things are important, like really important. You gotta build your critical thinking about all these subjects. But Pedro, I don't know how to build a customer journey. Watch my Funnel Theory course. But Pedro, I don't know how to measure where they stopped. Check my System.io or Go High Level course. That's true. Most of the people on my friends list doesn't know about a funnel. You gotta change your messaging then. Because if I tell you, like, let's say for example, there's an item that is super, super valuable in the world. Let's say that, just for the sake of an example, let's say that I have a diamond, a really big diamond, right? And then I go to a jeweler and I say, hey, I have this diamond. Would you like to buy? And then the guy says, okay, let me check it out. He checked the diamond. It's huge. It's legit. Yes, I want to buy. You have some quite a stone here. And he pays a huge amount of money. Okay? He paid a lot of money because he understood the value of that. But if you take that diamond to someone that doesn't even know that diamonds exist, and you say, hey, would you pay this amount of money, this huge amount of money that the other guy paid for this? They say, are you crazy? Of course not. Why would I need that? That's like a stone. I don't even need it. So when you are dealing with people that don't know the concept, they don't understand the value, you are the one that need to adapt, not your audience. Now, I'm going to share something with you here, which is basically my one-on-one programs. I have 2 programs. The funnels, where you work with me one-on-one, everything about funnels. It's 4 months, not 10 hours there. It's 4 months. And you're going to get access to pretty much all the information you need for funnels. And I have another coaching program, which is for clients. So you can know how to attract more clients, sell more. It's a 6 months one-on-one program, and you learn a lot of things about that. You go from where you are right now, and you double or triple your revenue, depending on where you are. I've had people going from 2,000 to 10,000, people going from 7,000 to 20,000. I had people going from 0 to their first 5,000 to another 10,000. So if you guys are interested in any of these 2, or even just curious about what it is, send me a DM and I'll share with you a lot more about that. Now, of course, we reached the end of the masterclass. Thank you so much for joining. I'll give you a few minutes for the questions. If you have any questions, now is the time. And while you type your questions, because I already see that some people are typing questions. So while you type your questions, make sure that you check the voting channel on the Discord community, because we are going to vote for the community MVP and design of the week. So make sure that you go there. It takes like 2 minutes. Engage. I would highly appreciate. We already have the link there. Go straight to that link and vote. We really highly appreciate. And also, if you like to share a review of the community, the value you get from this community, I would really, really appreciate. There's a link there. I'm going to post the link there. Go ahead and you are free to share a video testimonial or a written testimonial, whatever you prefer. And I would really, really, really appreciate, so that we have more people encouraged to learn from this community, because I know how hard it is to find good funnel building communities. Most communities I've seen out there are just like places where people sell you templates and stuff like that. They don't really learn a lot of stuff. So, also, okay, we have a question there. If I want to build a funnel for real estate, do you recommend to just have one email only and talk to them one-on-one? Real estate has various different ways. There's the buyers, there's sellers, there's investors. So you got to understand which one are you going to talk to. And you're going to have a strategy for each one. So if it's buyers, ideally you want to send them something that they are looking for, information that they are looking for, and then they add you add them into their email list. And then from there, you communicate with email. You can also ask for their personal phone. But some people add, some people don't. But you kind of want to do that. So you can also have a way to talk to them one-on-one on WhatsApp or a chat bot, something like that. But here's the thing. If they don't reply in a matter of 1 to 2 minutes, they're gone. You would need to follow up with them and stuff like that, which you can and you should follow up with them, but you lose that specific moment. But then again, real estate is not really my niche. I did a lot of real estate funnels like 3-4 years ago, and this is what was working. No problem. Guys, Thanks so much for joining. And don't forget to go voting. And I'll see you next week for our next masterclass. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you, everyone who joined. And cheers.